pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You can remain standing, please. Recently we lost a friend, a very valuable person in our community. He was a great worker for us, the caretaker at John's Community Center. We all thought the world of him. He's going to be sadly missed by us in our community. It's James Ryan. So if you could have a moment of silence, please, for him. Please pray for his family and friends too. Thank you. Okay, we'll have roll call. Mrs. Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Yoho.
Here.
Mr. Anthony here. Mrs. Zabin absent. Motion to dispense with the reading of September 2020 minutes and to accept them as presented in record of proceedings. A copy of the minutes in approved and final form can be requested from the fiscal office.
Motion. Second.
Roll call. Mr. Yoho.
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Anthony, yes. Fiscal officer presented the current balance of funds for the month ending September 30th, 2020. Motion, please.
Motion. Second.
Mr. Yoho.
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Anthony, yes. Communications. Just a couple things we have. You guys have anything? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Want to make sure we acknowledge that our almost $50,000 sidewalk project there for West Market and South Levitt Road is almost complete. They still have to put in a new traffic light and do some more manholes and a few things in that area there, but we really like the improvements that we're seeing downtown. And we want to thank Trumbull County for their assistance on there too, because out of the $50,000, I think our quote was $28,800, so it was almost half was covered there. The other thing we have is we still are having our trick or treat night this Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. And again, if you are not participating in giving out treats, please try to cooperate and have your outdoor lights turned off, so nobody that are participating will be able to at least see that and maybe move on from there. And if you are, we are going to have our police department and fire department out in full force, so for the safety of our children. So just want to make sure you do that. And the other thing of it is we are still waiting for whether there's any objection to 2144 Main Street before we take that residence down on emergency demolition. I believe tomorrow is the last day for that. So that's all I have under communications. So if you guys don't have anything, we'll go straight into departmental head reports. Police Chief Benny Held.
This report is for the month of September. The police department handled 580 calls for service, a 6% increase from the previous month. Out of the 580 calls for service, we have 42 various reports, which include, but not limited to, 2 sudden unattended deaths, 1 rape, 1 gross sexual imposition, 1 pandering obscenities involving a minor, 1 suicide attempt, 3 overdoses, which 1 did pass away, 1 aggravated arson, 1 breaking and entering, 1 aggravated menacing, 4 menacings, 1 telephone harassment, 2 criminal trespass, 3 domestic disputes, indoor violence, 5 thefts, 2 assaults, 6 traffic crashes, 6 citations, 9 arrests, 3 towed vehicles, 6 warrants, and 6 petty thefts.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, Fire Chief Randy Daniels.
For the month of September, the fire department handled 102 calls for service, 80 of which were EMS calls, 4 structure fire dispatches, 3 miscellaneous fires, 4 wires and trees downs, 6 motor vehicle accidents, 4 miscellaneous service calls, and 1 hazardous materials calls, for the total of 102. The training hours are listed there at 53 hours. For September, we did not have any dollar loss reported to the state fire marshals. A few of the side notes down at the bottom, the SCBA's that were open, the bids opened last month, those have been ordered with the expected delivery of December or January. The association purchased new gear lockers for all 3 stations. Those arrived today, and they will begin getting installed over the next week. The contract was executed by the 3 of you, as well as the president of the grant writing company. Same one that we used last year, same terms. He has sent that back to us, and with his signature, and that's been forwarded to the fiscal office for the files. And we're requesting a new ambulance on next year's grant. We got Station 47's exterior painted last month. Still need to paint the siren. We did apply for another grant at no cost to the township. This is the same grant that we got last year from our Stellar Middle, the Coke plant. And then depending on the governor's orders, we're hoping to start CPR classes for the public, starting in November, depending on what his goes. The maximum class limit, regardless of what happens, will be 10, but it all pending on his orders at that time.
And then all the training will be done on North River Road Fire Station.
Yes, at Station 49 on North River. And we'll have it out on Facebook pages and everything once we see when the instructors are available, and we'll get that set up and out to everybody.
Okay.
Okay, you guys have any questions?
Thank you, Chief. Okay, Road Superintendent Cemetery Section, James Williams.
We finished up the cleaning of the sidewalks September 23rd. We trimmed trees at the corner of Eagle Creek and North Levitt Road for the buses. We worked at the fire station, cleaned around the tree downtown and the ice cream shop the 25th of September. We flushed 2 drives on Templeton, installed pipe on 4219 Hewitt Gifford Road, and we cold patched on the 28th. We cleaned up and we've been cleaning and organizing the shop and put 500 foot of new hose on the flush trailer on the 30th. And October 1st and 2nd, we cleaned up. We trimmed more trees around the township on the 2nd. Cleaned up the little bridge on Eagle Creek and cold patched on the 6th. We cold patched again on the 8th. We installed 60 foot of 12-inch pipe at 744 LD on the 9th. We flushed on 6590 and 6580 Woodview Circle and hand dug to locate 4-inch pipe on the 15th. I've had Robin, our new full-time employee, training in the mini, digging out back and digging down the dump to do graves the 19th, 20th, and 21st. We've had 3 burials and 2 cremations to date. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Zoning Inspector Norman Ashley.
20 calls, 2 permits. Our problem child on Mahoning removed 2 junk cars, so we're at least getting some cooperation with that property. That's it.
All righty, thank you, Norm. As usual, we save our public participation till the end. We're able to turn around and call in, and we'll go straight into the resolutions. Resolution to authorize Trustee Edward D. Anthony to execute a commercial credit card application between the Huntington National Bank and Warren Township, Trumbull County, pursuant to Ohio state law and public policy.
Motion. Second.
Roll call, Mr. Yoho,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Anthony, yes. Resolution to accept the donation of fallen equipment from the Warren Township Volunteer Fire Association to the Warren Township Fire Department. The following: scuba mask, wireless communication upgrades not included in the FEMA grant, $3,200. New gear lockers for Station 47, 48, and 49, total of $9,050. American Heart Association CPR instructor material, $500. Driver obstacle course traffic cones, $1,250. I want to say thank you, make sure everyone knows that fire
Keep the
station.
Fire Association.
Need a motion, please?
Motion. Second.
Mr. Yoho,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Anthony, yes. Resolution to approve the removal of the following equipment from the road department inventory after sale via Gov Deals. The Mueller cement mixer, 3.5 cubic yard. Model 95 Scat Blast Sand Blast Cabinet. Devil Bliss air compressor. An Ingersoll Rand air compressor. Track vac leaf vac with 8 horsepower motor. Antique Fire King gas stove. 2010 Husqvarna 27 horsepower 52-inch deck riding mower. High Pro roller pump 5 horse. MTD push mower. 1984 Versa ditcher attachment. Tar tank and boiler system. And finally, a 1989 Vermeer 1600A brush chipper.
Motion. Second.
Roll call, Mr. Yoho,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Anthony, yes. Resolution per the recommendation of Fire Chief Randy M. Daniels to hire Chastity Digman as a part-time EMT with the Warren Township Fire Department at a rate of $10.75 per hour as on-call EMT to be compensated per call, as outlined in the paid on-call volunteer employment policy, effective October 31st, 2020, pending pre-employment background check, drug screening, physical, and completion of fiscal office employment packet.
Motion. Second.
Roll call, Mr. Yoho,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Anthony, yes. Resolution effective immediately, any vendor rewards program, example Menards, 11% rebate must be reviewed, coordinated with the Board of Trustees and/or fiscal office to ensure proper credit to the township on the purchases.
Motion. Second.
Roll call, Mr. Yoho,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Anthony, yes. Resolution to make the following supplemental permanent appropriations. We'll just go with the relief fund, capital outlay, $186,521.01. Need a motion for that, please?
Motion. Second.
Roll call, Mr. Yoho,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Anthony, yes. And we will be going into executive session, but we'll take unless you guys have anything else? Okay, we're now gonna be available for, public participation. When you, call in, please make sure you state your name, address, and the reason why you're calling, and hopefully we can do our best to assist you. Oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, I gotta give you the figures for the fund status. General fund, $893,074.75. Motor vehicle license tax, $48,021.22. Gasoline tax, $217,540.06. Road and bridge, $125,517.28. Cemetery, $53,794.13. Police district, $448,475.37. Fire district, $301,442.41. Law enforcement trust, $3,176.15. Relief fund, $39,517.53. EMS services, $53,694.06. Special assessment lighting, $14,741.19. Public Works Commission project, 0. Fire insurance hold, $38,640. And cemetery is $343.34. Now we'll go straight into any callers that we have.
First one is from Kathy Loomis on Burwell Road. We have an empty house on Burwell that has been empty for a few years. It has a stripped down travel trailer in the front yard that has trash and rats in it. It used to be the Wilson residence. He is deceased. Can anything be done with it?
Does she happen to have an address, because we are taking down, Land Bank is taking a house down on Burwell, actually by the end of the month or the beginning of next month. I believe it's, I can't remember what the address is, she has an address on it. It's probably the same one. Yeah, we're gonna have to add her address too, Greg.
The next one is from Joyce Romack. What is in place for the protection of the township residents if riots were to break out after the elections? What if 911 is overrun with calls? What is the rule of law for the residents of people or rioters come to our back door? Are you going to support our police to protect the township residents if things get out of control?
We will always support our police department.
Can you give me her name again,
It is Joyce Romack.
an address?
I'm waiting for that reply.
Okay.
We
Oh,
need more.
it is Todd Avenue Southwest,
What will
3665.
happen
What is
if
it?
riots after?
3665.
Oh, deal with the,
Do we have an address for Burwell Road at First Caller?
It is 358.
Is that the house that needs down, or is that?
No, that was Kathy's address.
Okay. Okay.
We're just going to have any office, like if we need Warren to come in, they'll come in. If we need sheriffs to come in, just as if they would call us, we would do the same thing for them, so. We're okay, we're over, we don't foresee any of that happening, but we'll take care of it if we get it.
I think you guys have already had conversation with the various
Yeah.
departments on this anyway, right?
Yeah.
So
There are
there is a
steps
plan
in place.
Steps in place.
Next one is from Sean Shook on Rio Boulevard. Would like to know where the trustees stand on people who abuse our 911 system, like repeatedly making unnecessary disruptive calls to 911, which then the township police must respond to.
I don't think it's been too much of a problem, has it been?
No,
We haven't had any, but if they are abusing the system,
there's a charge for
there's a
that.
charge for that, which they will be prosecuted.
Next question is from Linda Cowin, C-O-W-I-N, 751 Gilmer Road. Thank you to the road department for cleaning the sidewalks. They look nice with the new sidewalks that were just put in. Also thanks to those who helped painted the fire station. It looks very nice. Mr. Anthony, an article in the paper on October 11th. You mentioned applying for the grant for Pine Knoll Cemetery. Have you heard anything about receiving the grant, and what do you plan to do at the cemetery?
The one that we have turned around at Pine Knoll is still pending. We'll find out at the end of November. And the one at the community center, we did not get. We just got notice of that yesterday that we did not get that one. So as far as plans, we won't really have any plans to what we're gonna do with it until we see if we receive it.
Hmm?
Next question is from Damon Larici. Are you guys doing anything about the meth lab on 145 Ravello Court, or all the constant drug traffic in and out there day and night? The police don't do anything to them anytime we're called. The police told us that if the house blows up, my wife and kids and I would be fine. I don't believe that at all.
I don't know who would say that if a house blows up, you'll be fine. You can call in tomorrow and talk to me, 898-2164. But, yeah, we have been in contact with TAG over them residents that you're speaking about, so we'll let them handle the investigative part of it.
I don't have an address for that person yet.
You know how to spell his last name?
It is Lariche. Next question is from Kirk Smith, 2744 Templeton. When will water come down Caleb Road, and how much to finish the water down Oris Road?
I don't believe there's any plans to bring water down
There's-
Caleb or Horace Road.
We have not had any talks on any water. There was talks of the septic, dealing with the septic system in the Meadowbrook area. But as far as the water, when we've approached in our annual meeting with Trumbull County, they have no plans in place at the moment to sit there and address that. So when they advise us they're gonna take it on, and we're, get something planned, but as this moment, we have nothing.
Kirk Smith has a follow-up question. Is there a possibility for applying for a grant to finish it?
We've been looking at that possibility for as long as I can remember. We've been promised that they actually have, as he is aware of, apparently halfway through. I mean, there's places that are very close, and we've asked them for their assistance to complete that project, which was, I believe, promised to us by 2014. We keep bringing that up to them, and, you know, we get the same response. Very frustrating as a board for us. We're gonna keep, you know, communicating with them and almost come short of begging, well, I guess begging for their assistance on that, but until the grants or something comes forward, we haven't been able to, like I said, start up talks again to try to get water down there, but that's definitely a priority of us. We'd like to get something down there.
We'd like clean drinking water for all the residents.
And the county's actually moved on to sewers, so it's kind of a sticking issue again.
I got a question from Victoria Romack on Woodview Circle. Are there any plans to trim the trees and weeds on West Market at the bridge? It's very hard to see coming traffic on the left or right. And also thank you for the recycling bins.
Jimmy, that's Trumbull County, isn't it?
Yes.
That's Trumbull County, and, you know, might warrant a call to them and ask them if they would be able to do that, or we can do that, but, we can do it. I'll call them tomorrow, see if something could be arranged on there. She's talking about just in the area of the bridge?
Yes.
Yeah, we can do that. I know they're not finished completely down there yet, so that might be something that they're addressing, because last time I talked to them last week, they said that they still have a few things they want to do down there, but I will call them to make sure we can try to get something done with that.
Continue public participation till 7:30. Do you have any more questions?
From Beth Bailey on Nelson Mosier. Do we contact the railroad company about the tracks by Dials Market?
Yes.
Yes, if you could, that would be awesome.
The number was put out there. We've had conversation with them, and you know what, we'd like to have everybody obtain that number and call, because when I talked to them, that had to be, what, a month and a half, 2 months ago,
Months ago.
at least. I called, and city called, and we had a few other people call down there, and he said that that was the first calls he has got on that. And I know personally, we've been, as a board, we've been trying to get them railroad tracks attended to for the last 2 years. So the number's out there on the website. The guy said he hasn't had any calls on it except for a couple of them, so he said if I get more calls, then maybe we can act on it. So you know what, to our residents, we all feel the frustration over them railroad tracks. It's already been covered over on Martin Luther King Boulevard and down on Main Street, so we know they're not gonna use that portion of tracks. So get on that, obtain that phone number and call them. And maybe if they get abundance of calls, maybe we'll get some action done.
She wants to know if you happen to know for the contact info for them.
I don't have the number right in front of me. I know we put it on,
It's on LA Happenings.
Yeah, it's
I
on-
put it on there.
if not, if she doesn't wanna go off of LA Happenings, just tell her to, give us a call tomorrow, or give us a phone number, and we can turn around and contact and get her the number. We have about another minute or two. Any calls coming in?
We got 1 minute of public participation left. If anybody's out there with questions or comments, please hop on.
So we good?
About 7 seconds.
Down.
We said 7:30. All right, that'll end public participation.
Okay. We'll go into, need a motion to go in executive session to discuss the following, which is,
Thanks, Norm.
CARES Act, funding, and just, oh, I gotta announce it.
You gotta get this motion.
CARES Act funding and distribution.